Do you think you can't invest in property because you don't have the money to buy a house? Do you think it's impossible to find below market value deals in a rising market? Have these beliefs stopped you from progressing or starting your property journey? If so, this video will be the most exciting thing you watch today. I'd like to give you a simple 4-step process to make £5,000 per month by simply trading property deals. This is the fastest way that I actually know to make life-changing cash flow. Now, here's a great thing. This is a no excuses way to invest in property. The reason why I say it's no excuses, because A, you don't require any cash to do so. And what's even better is B, the fact that you don't actually require any property experience to do this as well. All you need is a desire to change your mind, your life, and the ability to follow a proven system and committed action. So if you'd like to learn the fastest way to make life-changing property cash flow, then grab a pen, a pad, and you're in for a thrilling ride. So who am I? My name's Arsh Elahi, and for the last 16 years, I've been a full-time property investor. I'm very fortunate because today you're joining me in my house, and I feel so fortunate that property has given me the lifestyle that I've always wanted. Today, I feel lucky and grateful because I'm living the life of my dreams. And the reason why I say that is purely because property's never always been an easy journey for me. Have you ever heard of the saying, what goes up must come back down? Now, I'm an Amazon bestseller of a book called Boom, Bust and Back Again. And as the title suggests, it's never always been easy. I went through the great times. I really felt the bad times. And here I am standing today in my own house, living the life of my dreams. And I want to show you how you can do it too. So if you'd been with me in the year 2000, you would have come across an extremely confident, young 21-year-old man who thought the world was his oyster, who thought he could do no wrong. How wrong could I be? Now I'm going to go and take a seat and I'm going to show you what I did, how it went so wrong, and why people started to laugh at me as a result of that. So a little bit more about my journey. Going back to the year 2000, I left university with a degree in international business management with international marketing management. And when I was looking at what I could do or what my strengths were, I decided and I chose that property was going to be my journey. Problem? I had no cash. Now, can you imagine going to the bank as a 21-year-old, confident and bags of enthusiasm, young male? Mr. Bank Manager, I want to buy a house. Now let's have a look at what they're going to say. Thank you very much for the application, Mr. Elahi. Can you tell us what your income is? Well, at the moment, the only thing that I've got to show to my name is a student loan. Well, that's actually a debt. So I had no income. And yet I wanted to get involved in a property journey. So can you imagine the humiliation of when I went and told my friends and even my family that I was going to use this as my next journey? They laughed at me, almost humiliating, telling me it would never happen. Now, have you ever been in that position? Lots of people say, well, how can you make that happen? Is it possible? I told them I was going to buy property. And I also told them that I was going to buy property with none of my own money. I told them that I was going to look at HMOs with none of my own money. They said, Arsh, don't be stupid. Go and get a job. Stay safe. Stay secure. It will never happen. Now, if anything, if it's one thing that you take away from this video, is that when someone says no to me, I will now go out of my way to make sure that I prove them wrong. And this is something that has stayed with me throughout my property journey. Whenever someone has said that it can't happen, I'll make sure that it will happen.
I had to go deeper into my journey as a child. Now, when I was 16 years old, admittedly, I wasn't the best child at school. I was that kid that had bags of enthusiasm and bags of potential, but never really put it out. I was that kid at the back of the class that would always mess about. And as a result, I left with no GCSEs, and that was realization time for me. That day that I got my GCSE results was a realization time. My parents were so disappointed in me. They said that I shouldn't progress any further with their education because it would be a waste of my time and their money. I asked for that one last chance, and that one last chance paid off because I graduated through university. But then I hit them with the second bombshell that I wanted to do property. They thought it was too risky. They thought no one would give me a chance. As a result of that, I had to go and make it out on my own. I had to fund university myself. And as a result, I left university with a massive debt. Now, you may be able to relate with that. You've either got children that are currently going through the same process, or you did it yourself. The best thing that I can tell you about property is deal trading is the most secure method of building a property business. And the reason being, it can take you through any market and any point of time in the market. Now, I've seen the good and the bad times in property. I've seen the great times in the stable market of 2003. I've seen the really bad times of the bust of 2006, 2007 and 2008. I've seen the recovery times of 2010. And the best thing is that I've been able to trade properties throughout every different period. Whether the market was going up, we traded. Whether the market coming down, we traded. Whether it was stable, we traded. And the key thing is that we made money every step of the way. And the beautiful thing is, it cost me absolutely nothing to do. All I needed is desire to follow a proven system and the ability to know, and the know-how. And what's even more so important is that I've trained hundreds of people just like you to do exactly the same. I'd like to introduce two couples. Well, there's Vicky Hughes, who come and work with me in February 2016. And within a year, she's traded well in excess of 20 property deals. Now, admittedly, Vicky had a bit of property knowledge, and she's a successful property investor prior to coming to me. So you could say that she had a bit of a head start in the journey. But that's not always the case. I'd like to introduce Helen and Gareth Firth, who started working with me again at the start of 2016, who've gone on to great successes in trading deals. Two completely different strategies. One, Vicky decided to go direct to the owner. Helen and Gareth decided to go direct to estate agents. But hang on, people said that you can't get deals from estate agents. People say that properties on estate agents aren't motivated enough to do deals. My friends, all I can say is that let's agree to disagree. Now, the great thing about deal trading was that it allowed me to generate a £6 million profit within a 3-year period. I'm going to briefly tell you about the simple 4-step process that I follow on a daily basis. I find a deal. I agree the purchase price. I then shine a spotlight on the deal and I get it sold. So at no point in that process do you require any money. And that's all there is to it. And all you need to do is follow the same steps that Vicky, Helen and Gareth all have done, who are now enjoying high cash flow from this great strategy. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you 3 strategies as to how to find below market value deals, which people say don't exist anymore. Now, some of them will be at no cost, which means that they're going to be free to find. Others, there may be a low cost involved. And when we're talking about a low cost, we're talking something as low as £147 just to get started. Now, does that interest you? I hope so, because if that's the case, we'll be shooting another video which you can watch in a couple of days, and I look forward to seeing you then.